Manscaped. Yeah, your balls.
Când am decis să mă alătur echipei Metro, aveam 27 de ani și ca orice tânăr doream să am un loc de muncă stabil, cu multe oportunități de dezvoltare în carieră. Îmi aduc aminte cu plăcere de emoțiile primelor zile când am făcut cunoștință cu noii mei colegi. În toți acești ani am avut de învățat de la fiecare coleg în parte câte ceva. Dacă m-aș întoarce în timp, singurul sfat.
He's tough. So it's going to be a fun fight.
I think there's other things, there's other equations you got to look at when looking at this fight. I agree with you. On the ground, Charles is the better submission guy. That's why Charles has the UFC record for the most submissions. Okay, there's a reason why he has it. He's that good, and he transitions incredibly well from one attempt to another. He's always putting you in danger. He's making you have to defend, which makes it to where you can't be offensive against him, and that makes it, that he's going to come away with the win in the fight. That's why he's where he's at. But you look at the stand-up, I think that Charles has got very good stand-up, but when it comes to fighting against a southpaw, it's going to change some of his stand-up. It's going to change what he's effective with, and the kicks are going to affect him in a different way because Charles does lead with a heavy leg when he's trying to be powerful, and he's going to try to be powerful against Dustin. The big difference here that I see is one guy goes 5 rounds hard. One guy doesn't. Dustin can go and build in each round. He gets better and better where Charles starts off good and starts to tail off. He's got that fast twitch muscle fiber difference and stuff where he's got to be the guy in control of the pace for him to be comfortable in the fight. And Dustin does a very good job of taking control of the pace and the pressure in the fight. So I think conditioning-wise, just the guy that can go longer, harder is Dustin Poirier. The guy that's got the better submission game is Oliveira. The guy that's better in the stand-up overall, look, they're close, but like you said, I think Dustin has more power than Oliveira. But, it all comes down to that, we'll see. And that's the best part about it because they both have their elements where they can win the fight. And they both have elements where you look and you go, if this comes into play, this could be the difference in that fight. And so I think it's a great championship fight. I cannot wait for it. And I think it's the right fight for Dustin Poirier. I think it's the right fight for Charles Oliveira and the right fight for Dustin because Charles needs to beat Dustin for everyone to look at him and go, yep, you're the guy. And Dustin needs to be, in that position where undisputed is by his name. Just the way I look at it.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. I don't think Charles needs to beat Dustin. I think Charles just done what he needed to do to become the champ. And I think if anyone needs to beat anybody, it would be Dustin needs to beat Charles because Charles is the champ. Now look, fighting somebody like Conor obviously was good for the bank account, but at the end of the day, everyone's going back going, all right, you beat Conor, but Conor was inactive or just wasn't as good as Conor used to be. So you beat a guy that really wasn't at championship level. And if you're going to say that, hey, you want to fight somebody, don't shake your head. No, it's true. Conor was not at championship level, and Dustin beat him twice. Okay, that's just the facts.
Hold on. Okay, this comes down to the whole thing. I love because this is when people talk about Cyborg and Nunez, and they're saying, "Oh, she's already beat her." Conor beat Dustin once before and then lost twice, and that's what happens when you have really good fighters go against each other. You can have one, win one contest, and the other one's going to win the next. It's the difference. But you say, well, I'll agree that Conor I think he made mistakes. He's still a great fighter. You can't take away. He's a great fighter. He made mistakes in the second fight where he fought it like a boxer. He took away some of the things that made him dangerous by fighting a different style of fight because he was looking towards the future and he was going to fight somebody else in a boxing. That didn't work out well. He came back in the third one. And yeah, he was losing the fight, but the broken leg is what stopped at the end. Okay, but he's still top level.
Okay, but what I was saying was that he wasn't championship level fighter. That's what my point was. Charles Oliveira is championship level fighter. Right now, at this peak in his career, he's at the championship level of his career. He fought Chandler, beat Chandler. He fought Tony before that. He beat Tony. He's beat whoever he's needed to beat to get to the title. He's now the champion.
True.
Dustin has done the same thing. I'm not knocking what Dustin's done at all. I'm a huge Dustin fan. But
Well, obviously you're not, because you're definitely putting him down, saying he didn't beat champion level people.
I am not.
I think Connor had 2 championships, so he beat championship level people.
John, calm down. Pump the brakes, buddy. When you said that Charles had to prove that he had to beat Dustin to prove that he was undisputed, I didn't think that was true. I think that shouldn't be the case, because he beat who he needed to beat to become the champion.
That's not what I said. No, that's not what I said.
I'm going to rewind the tape.
You go ahead and rewind it. I said Dustin wants to hear the word undisputed, and the only way he can do that is by beating Charles. And Charles needs to have it to where there are people out there that are saying that Dustin Poirier is the best lightweight in the world, and he needs to have that win to prove them wrong. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I don't think Charles needs to prove it to anybody. He's the champ right now, and that's it. That's the bottom line.
You're so wrong. You are so wrong.
No, he doesn't need to prove it to anybody. He has looked phenomenal in beating everybody that he's faced, and Dustin's looked phenomenal as well. But one is the champ, and one is not. So the champ doesn't need to prove anything to anybody.
Okay, but hold
Dustin's
on.
Get it.
Who did the champ beat to get that title? Mike Chandler. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's a good fight. I'm not saying it's not. Yeah. But Dustin Poirier beat Justin Gaethje to get that interim title. And then he ran into the guy that, if you're talking about, we were talking about these guys are a level above. There's the one guy that was just a level above that. And so I just look at it. I do think that this is a fight that Charles needs to put his stamp on. I am the best in this weight class. I could see
that. I could see what you're saying when you put it that way. You didn't put it that way to begin with, so that's why I had to give you a hard time. Okay, that's why. My point is that he doesn't need to prove anything to anybody.
Take the wax out of your ears.
He's the man right now. He's the man. I think he's a Dustin and him is going to be a great fight. Okay, to go back on, we've been ranting on this for long enough. This can be a great fight. If it happens in December, great. If Dustin decides to take the money fight and go with Nate Diaz, I'm just going to tell you I told you so.
Dustin, don't ever listen to Josh Thompson. I was all for you taking the money fight with Connor. I understand that one. This is the one you want. This one against Oliveira, that's the fight.
The Diaz fight is the money fight, bro.
Well, if you want to,
who the real money, you know who the real fucking money fight is, Dustin. Take the money fight. What else you got for us, Dave?
All right, sticking to the theme of UFC 269, Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena title fight is happening.
Well, I mean, if they've already scheduled it and they kind of have it's scheduled, I'm glad that Amanda Nunes is fine. I'm glad that her family is fine after being struck down with COVID. Even the baby, I guess, had it. So it's good that everybody is good. And I'm glad that she can get back into training, man. Nothing has changed on the way I feel about this fight. I think Juliana Pena's got her fucking hands full. If she can't get this fight to the ground, she's going to have a really, really rough night. But if she can get the fight to the ground, and she can be on top, not pulling guard. If she's on bottom, she's getting smashed too. Okay, but if she's able to get on top and do some work, I could see her having a better night. But every round, this fight starts on the feet. And I'm sorry, but that power doesn't go anywhere between the rounds. That's it. She still possesses knockout power every damn round, tired or not. So it's a tough fight, John. It's just a tough fight, period.
Yeah, for Juliana, I think you're right. And I really respect Juliana and the skill set she brings in. When she is in the top position for ground and pound, she is outstanding. She's vicious. She's super heavy. She's got great positioning, great base and balance. But I hate to do that. Take a look at what Amanda brings to the table. This is someone that understands how to stop the takedown. Someone who on the ground is just as good. It is a question on who can get to that top position. If this fight ends up on the ground. On the feet, there is a night and day difference between these two. On the feet, Amanda's got way more power. She's way more technical, and she's longer. Just everything is in the advantage for her in the stand-up. She's got to make a big mistake for Juliana to have something happen in the stand-up. On the ground, that's the difference, and it's all about who's in the top position. But since Kat Zingano, there hasn't been many people that have been able to be in the top position against Amanda. I'm not saying it hasn't happened at a moment's time, but then she scrambled out. But Kat was the only one, the last one that I can remember, that was able to get the dominant position in top and be with Amanda on her back. So can Juliana do it? Absolutely. It's possible. I just don't see it happening that often in the fight. And like you said, for 5 rounds, it starts on the feet. That's a bitch if you're Juliana.
This is at 135.
Yep.
Yeah, so listen, the other thing too Amanda Nunes has to worry about is she has to get her weight back down. She had fought several times at 145. She likes obviously to fight at 145. That weight cut sucks. And for most people, they don't understand is that for females, it's a lot harder to cut weight, to get down to that weight class. So if they don't sweat like the guys do, it doesn't come out as easy. And sometimes, females have to schedule their bouts around whatever their cycle is. Because it makes it, they have to schedule their fights. They have to schedule their fights.
It's something they have to think about because, you have a period and it's hard to take weight off. You're carrying water. They have it rougher than guys, no doubt about it. But the thing to think about is it is September 5th. That fight is December 11th. She has all the time that is needed for her to bring her weight exactly where it needs to be, and she's a professional. There's no doubt she'll win this fight.
All right, Dave, what else?
Next piece of news, and some good news. George Masvidal, he had an event scheduled, and he moved it to October to just kind of support what's going on with Hurricane Ida right now.
Yeah, I had seen it on his Instagram. He had basically said that because his event was going to take up like a whole block of rooms, hotel rooms, that he decided to move it to another date when people didn't need hotel rooms. So after the hurricane, he made sure that the event was moved till potentially after, when everyone was pretty much done, needing to have access to the hotel room. So I got to tip my hat to him, man. Good call. Way to be considerate and way to look out for others. I like that, man.
Super necessary.
Super necessary.
Well there played. You go. Hey, you got to look. This is when people look at this and they're going to go, "Oh, that's no big deal." No, it cost him money. He's going to lose money in moving the date because he's already put on a lot of marketing and done things for that date. So this is going to come out of his pocketbook, and it's not easy to lose money no matter who you are. So way to go, George, making the right call for the right reasons, and I hope your event goes, when you reschedule it, I hope it makes it all back.
He's a good dude.
He is. Always has been.
He's an OG. Love it. All right, what else, Dave?
He is an OG, dude.
Is Dos Anjos speculating a potential retirement? He came out and said that basically the fight with Islam is his last chance to get to the title.
No, I don't think
I think he's right.
It is. I think it is the last chance for me to get the title, but I don't think it's speculation of retirement. What it is that saying, hey, if I don't win this fight, they probably won't let me have another run. That doesn't mean I'm gonna quit fighting. It just means that I'm probably not gonna get another shot at getting into that title. So, I mean, he's come to grips with the reality, and the reality is that at his age, they are not going to make any pushes for him to get back to the title shot.
Yeah, this is normal when you're especially in the lightweight division, which is super competitive with a ton of talent. When you're getting up into the upper 30s of age, they're not looking at you to be the champion because they're looking at someone that's younger that they can help build along the way, like Charles Oliveira. But this is, in my opinion, I think RDA is being absolutely honest. He's being truthful. He's saying, look, this is my last chance. If I can beat Islam Makhachev, that propels me towards that title match. If I don't beat him, then I'm probably never going to get that opportunity again. I think he's being honest. I think he's being truthful. I think he's being smart. You know, it is the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts. In this situation, it doesn't hurt. It gives you information of, hey, put it all on the line in this against this guy, because this is my chance to get back to where I want to be. So good job for RDA.
Yep, it's hard to admit it sometimes to yourself, and he's done that, and I think he understands the significance of this fight. So
yep, exactly.
He's got his hands full. What else, Dave?
Next piece is the bout with Oscar De La Hoya and Vitor Belfort is off due to COVID.
COVID takes even the vaccinated. They're going down. De La Hoya being vaccinated gets COVID, and that's it. Hold on. Let's just be honest. I'm not saying this fight won't happen maybe later on. He lost a lot of money from COVID. This one. That is not a funny situation. And I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I don't think it's funny that he got sick. I feel bad for him, but that took a lot of money out of his pocket.
I read a study just this morning that Israel is the most vaccinated country in the world at 84%. And they have the highest cases of COVID right now. Isn't that strange? Anyways, all right, I don't want to get into it too much. It was just something that I read, and then because he came out and said he was vaccinated, and I was like, oh man, so he's got COVID. Hopefully he heals up, and we get to see him fight. He said he was training, said he was in good shape, and he was ready to fight. So, but look, they're also talking about having Vitor now fight Holyfield. The fight is I guess fully scheduled now, and they're going to move it to Florida.
Yeah, because California would not license Evander Holyfield. They said, you try to put that fight together, we will not allow you to have it here. So they're moving the entire show to Florida.
Horrible, John.
What's horrible? Tell me.
I don't want to see Evander Holyfield ever fight again.
Okay.
At that age, and people that I know that talk to him, and I've seen interviews with him, it's like he's talking in a fucking snorkel mask. Like, you can't understand. He's like, it's not. I think as a promoter, you guys need to stay away from fights like that. It's just
no
not
promoters.
Good.
Come on, a promoter wants to make money.
I got a deal
That's
for you.
That's all Triller is trying to do in this, and to bring Evander in. And I love Evander. I've done a lot of things with him. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Wonderful human being. He should not be fighting anymore. He should not be taking any shots. And I'm going to tell you right now, in a normal boxing, atmosphere against Vitor, look, Evander Holyfield would have smoked Vitor prime for prime in a stand-up boxing match. I mean, it wouldn't be close. Vitor's been training for this. Evander has not been training. He's going to come into this, and now he's always working out a little bit, but that doesn't mean that he's ready for an 8-round fight. This is not a good situation, and I do not agree with what Florida is allowing. And this is the problem with athletic commissions. This is the problem where you have what I call kingdoms. You have an athletic commission in California who is sanctioning the De La Hoya versus Vitor fight because it's reasonable. At a weight, it's reasonable to say, okay, but the age difference isn't quite so much. What is De La Hoya now? De La Hoya's at 50, I want to say.
No, he's not. I think he's only 47, 48.
Okay, I was going to say 49, 50, something like that.
Somewhere, I think he's 48.
Because Evander's my age. I know. 48. Okay, that's 10 years difference. There's a huge difference between 48 and 58. Especially going, with someone like Vitor. This is a fight that you take a look at the amount of punishment throughout his career that Evander Holyfield took at 58 years of old. 58 years of age. He doesn't need to take any more damage. And this is where I say California's looking and saying, no, you can get Evander to say yes, he'll take it, but we're not going to license him, so you can't do it here. And then in steps another athletic commission says, yeah, we'll do it. And you look and you go, what are you doing, man? Why are you doing this? There's no reason for it. But you'll always find an athletic commission say, oh yeah, we'll do it, because they're not caring about Evander. They're not taking anything into consideration as far as, because he says he wants to do it. Is he prepared to do it? And is he doing it against someone that physically outmatches him at this point of his life in speed, in strength, and in everything else. It's not healthy for him.
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I also look at it too. Like if I was Vitor Belfort, I got to be thinking too. Like if something happens to him, if I beat him and something happens to him, like that's gonna be on you.
Oh, you're the one living with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't take the fight. Just my personal opinion. But you know, all right. What else you got for us, Dave?
All right. Next piece is something we normally wouldn't talk about on here, but just wanted to talk about it more from like a general standpoint. It made the rounds on Twitter this week. It was quite a heavy subject with a video attached to it, obviously, and it was Ariel Helwani basically got into it with Brendan Schaub over Brendan Schaub's comments about Ariel being difficult to work with at ESPN. The video went viral in the MMA community, and just kind of like getting you guys' take on like these non-fighters that have a presence in the MMA scene, but they're not fighters, and they have these internet beefs, and obviously Brendan is a former fighter, but not now.
All right, everyone, now go to mybookie.ag, use the promo code WayneIn, and also scan your barcode to get your extra bonus. If you go to mybookie.ag, use the promo code WayneIn. They'll give you a little extra spending cash for all the bets you can pick up coming up on sports, football, basketball, all the events that are coming. Hockey is now starting as well, coming up soon. So all these events are now be available on mybookie.ag. Use the promo code WayneIn, and like I said, if you scan that barcode, you will be able to get an extra bonus. I think the whole thing's stupid. Like, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing is stupid. Like, just, Brennan said something apparently that wasn't true, and he reached out to Ariel and said, hey, you know what, I want to apologize, overstepped, whatever it was. And then Ariel came out and said, hey, you know what, I don't work for ESPN anymore. I don't work on a platform where I need to be the bigger man, and, I want you to apologize publicly. I can see both sides of it all, but at the end of the day, I think it's stupid. That's what I think. I think it is what it is. Look, a lot of people like Ariel, and some people don't like Ariel. Some people that I know have worked with him didn't like him, and I heard him say that he has.
Some people like Josh Thompson. Some people don't like.
Some
Josh
people
Thompson.
don't. 50%
I'm one of the ones
people,
that doesn't.
You know what I mean? Like, I've had people that worked with him that said they didn't like working with Ariel, but then I know a lot of people that loved working with him, and that's just the way it's going to be. It's going to always be that way. A lot of people love fighting for the UFC. A lot of people loved fighting for Bellator, but some people didn't like either one of them. And so this is what makes the world go round. But the fact that it got blown up out of proportion and stuff, and it just, like I said, I think the whole thing is stupid. Like a lot of, I have no ill will towards Ariel, and I know I've bagged on him a little bit here and there, but those are from my personal experiences and things that we've had said come across from the ways that I did interviews with him and the way he put it. And like Aljo was on his show, and the way Ariel had put a clip or a headline, it bugged Aljo. And with all the respect, that happens to fighters. They get pissed off and they get upset over the media that does that, because it happens all the damn time. You know what I mean? And it's frustrating as an athlete. You're trying to go about your business in your life, and you're trying to be one of the best in the world, and then you've got media that do shit like that. And Ariel has been known to do that. Now, look, I'm not saying that he's not a good journalist. If I was going to say anybody was a good journalist in this sport, he's one of them. Okay, but I do get a little upset sometimes with the headlines that he posts. Some of it is the clickbait sometimes, and he knows what he's doing. He's a smart guy. I don't want people to get into this like he will sometimes play the victim, and he's not the victim. And I like him I actually do like him, despite what people, like I said, I've had issues with him in the past just for my own personal stuff. But that's my own personal stuff. So outside of that, what Brennan did or said, and if it, whatever it was, it's just, to me, it's stupid. I think Brennan did what he was supposed to do. He reached out to him and said, hey, you know what? I overstepped. I apologize. And then that was it. With Ariel took it to the next level, and he wants to do it publicly. I mean, he's a man. He can do it. Say whatever you want. It doesn't mean that Brennan's going to do it. But both of them need to work it out. However it works out, they need to sit and just chat with it and work it out. So, I don't know. I think the whole thing is dumb, just because it's like you said, It's a Twitter beef. It's not like they're ever going to fight. They're never going to solve it and resolve it, inside
Ooh,
the
I want to
cage.
see that one. That'll last about 3 seconds.
No. No. We like Ariel. So we just got to let him just do, I understand though. His hands were a little bit tied, John, working for ESPN. He's got to take the high road. Now he's saying he's not high road Helwani anymore, I think is what he called it. But it was just funny because you just to hear him kind of talk shit was pretty funny. I was getting a giggle out of it. I thought it was funny, but it's Helwani. But it was it was kind of cool that he was kind of going hard in the paint.
Let's just put it this way. Ariel loves pro wrestling, and he was doing his best pro wrestling shtick. Okay, but here's
good.
The problem.
It was good, John. It was good.
Was
John.
it good? Okay. But here is the problem, and I have no problems with Ariel at all. I like Ariel. I know Ariel got mad at me when I tweeted something about a statement he had made on a 30 for 30 because I was like, don't follow what is, the story, follow the truth. But we worked it out. But my problem is this: why is it when people all of a sudden get associated with the fight game? And I used to see it with athletic commission people, that are, they're given an assignment by a governor to be part of an athletic commission, or they're given a job to be an executive director, and all of a sudden they're tough guys. All of a sudden, they're real tough, and it's like, dude, you're not tough. Stop. It's okay that you can't fight. All right, you don't have to know how to fight. You have to know the people that can give you the right information so you can do the right thing. My problem is this: if Ariel wants to continue on with this, whole thing, there can be the guy that's not as nice as Brendan, who will say, all right, when I see you, I'm going to gangster slap the shit out of you across the stage, and let's see what you do about it. So you have to be, if you're Ariel and you want to say, hey, I don't like what you've done, I think you owe me an apology. Okay, you can do that. That's fine. Stop with the whole pro wrestling shtick. Okay, those guys.
I thought it was funny, John. I thought it was funny though.
No, I look at it and it gets to the point of stop. And you're not a tough guy. You're not a fighter. You're not a guy because he's done it before in the past. Stop being that guy. That you're a great. He is a great reporter. Now
he is.
He's a great reporter, and to sit there and to say he does good interviews when he does his shows and stuff. He knows how to talk with people and stuff. Don't get into this whole thing of like just the heel shtick of you're gonna do this. Don't be tough.
Greetings.
Just be the good person that you are.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard because you can tell he is a good person.
He is a good person.
Yeah, I see the way he talks about his his kids, his life.
Yeah.
And it's like he is. And so when he comes across the way.
Ai pornit un videoclip de meditație ghidată acasă, iar acum continui practica în aer liber. Intră în starea de meditație offline. Încearcă YouTube Premium fără costuri.
Way he came across is a little bit like, all right, it was too much.
It's pro wrestling.
It is.
It really
Well,
was.
Okay, so look, all of that stuff to the side, like you said, and I like I said also, he is a good journalist. He does great interviews. He does poke the bear a little bit here in his interviews. He knows what he's doing when it comes to that. And he does.
That's his job at times.
He does do clickbait sometimes, to get more attention to it, especially in a hot topic. He knows what he's doing, but that's what journalists do. And as a fighter and as an athlete and whoever else, you have to learn to deal with that. And it's hard. It's hard because when you look at Ariel, you're like, all right, I know that this guy can't fight, So, but when he does this, like these type of things where he's like, hey, I want you to do it publicly. I think also too, when you start doing that to fighters, you start like Brennan is a former fighter. He was in the UFC for a while, and that's kind of like, okay, now you're taking I understand you're upset about it, but now you're taking it to the next level of like, hey, it's degrading a little bit. And I understand what I understand. I understand what he meant with Brennan. Like, hey, you've been saying this for I don't know how long about this and that. and saying things that were not true. And that could be upsetting. I think he finally had enough. I understood that. But him just saying that Brendan reached out to him publicly and apologized, him saying that on his show and his channel and all the other stuff, that should be enough. You know?
That's my point.
That should be enough to me. But I get it. I understand his frustration. I get it. You know, because people have given him a hard time for the longest time. So Ariel, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, because you've mentioned us a couple
But
times.
hold on, let me ask you this.
Buddy.
How many people have said bad things about you?
Yeah.
How many? Come on, just be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he took a little jab at me on his show with DC. Oh, the Josh Thompson guy, the podcast guy, right? I mean, he took a little dig at me also. I mean,
Okay,
did he used to fight? Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
the
mean,
point, and that's my
and I
point.
laugh
It's like,
about it.
There you go. It's called thick skin. How many people say bad things? Look, you got to have thick skin.
Yeah.
Okay, and you got to be able to let it roll off your back. It's just part of what it is.
Yeah. They'll get it sorted out. That's the biggest thing is they'll get it sorted
I
out.
hope so. They're both good guys.
Yeah, they're both good guys. They should have never got blown up to what it is. So, all right, Dave.
Next.
You got anything else? Next.
Yep. Last one. So I had a fighter reach out to me asking a question. It's kind of more for John, but he'd reached out. He's a huge fan of the show, so wanted to get his question on because it pertains to his fight specifically. He said he was in a tournament for a 1FC contract, but he gets screwed by the judges. He says, I was in my opponent's hometown. My question for both of you is, do you think it's worth the cost to get out of state judges for events?
Whose cost though? The promotion's cost? They're not going to do that.
When you're talking, I don't know who you're talking about, but if he had a fight for 1FC or something like that, you're normally talking that's being done overseas, somewhere in Singapore or China, somewhere in Southeast Asia. And to sit there and say, as far as the judging, as far as them bringing in judges outside, they bring in the judges they want. Now, if you're talking about in North America, being, the Association of Boxing Commissions and stuff, you will see that they do bring in a lot of judges from certain areas, people that are sitting in those seats quite often because they're considered the best, and you're putting a lot of pressure on your people to put them sometimes in the bigger fights. And you as a commission, if you bring in some of the people that are well known, you're trying to say, hey, I'm bringing in the best people there are for this. I'm bringing in what I can to make sure that these fights are judged correctly. If they are not, in the end, if that fight is not judged correctly, it's not on the commission, it's more on the judges. Because the commission brought in the people that all the experts would say, yeah, that's one of the best judges. Bring in, or 3 of the best judges. So if they put their own people in those seats and then there's a bad decision, that's when the commission can get, they're in the hot seat because you didn't do the right thing. You didn't bring in the people that are considered the best. So with 1FC, he's not the one paying. If the actual promotion is the one paying for those judges, they're the ones paying. If they are flying in people from different parts of the world, they're paying for that flight, they're paying for the hotel room, they're paying for a per diem to feed them and stuff like that. So it's not on the fighter. They don't have the ability to make that choice. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, realistically, if it's in a tournament and whatever happens, like, don't try to go back and fight it. Don't try to go back and argue it. And if you're trying to have the promotion spend more money on just so you can feel better about the judges that are in there, it's never going to happen. You've got to just go out there and finish the fights. You've got to do your job, and you should have tried to finish the fight. That's why the conversation's always don't leave it up to the judges, because you don't have control over what they're going to say. We've seen some of the worst decisions probably in ever, and it's like, God, how the hell did they give it to that person? Well, it happens. If you don't like it, don't go to the judges. Put more emphasis on getting them out of there. All right, so hey, make sure you guys go to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button as well as the bell for the notifications. Also, we're available on all of the audio listening platforms: Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, everywhere. So go ahead and check us out there as well. So if you guys are driving to and from work, you guys can listen to us in the car. Great listening platforms, all of them. And as well as When you get down into our YouTube channel, there's a link down below. You can hit that. That'll take you to our clips channel, which we offer our weigh-in interjection show only available on that channel. So you hit the subscribe button there as well as the notifications. And we drop that weigh-in interjection show on our midweek show during that week of the midweek. So go ahead and check it out. And I know that was a mouthful right there, right, John? I saw that. on the midweek of the midweek show. So we drop it during that week during the week when we do our midweek show. What else? Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/weighing in. Use the promo code and still. Everyone's still using that and hashtagging that all around Twitter, Instagram, as well as in our comment section. Make sure you guys use the hashtag and still when you guys are posting about us. That's great, as well as weighing in. Also go to ProWrestlingTees.com/weighing in. Use the promo code and still there, and you get 20% off on all of our t-shirts that are available there. So, John, what else?
I got nothing else to say other than do not ever upset a nest full of yellow jackets. You will get stung, and it will itch and burn and swell you up for a while. Other than that, life is fantastic, and we will see you.
DeLonghi, perfetto, from bean to cup.
Okay, fighters, you know the rules. Listen to my commands all the time. When I say stop, we stop. Go back to your corners.
That's the wrong target. Move closer to your target. Clear line of your target is out of your line of sight.
Welcome, Deva.
Easy teleport, Deva? Safe journeys.
I strive for quality.
invalid target. Your target is too far away. The incorrect target is selected. You can't attack that. You're too... Move closer. You can't attack that. That's the wrong target. An incorrect target is selected. It's the wrong target. Target. Your target has no target. You're too far away. That's the wrong target. You have no target. Move. You can't attack that now. An incorrect target is selected. Cabin pack.
Was there something you needed? Easy teleport, Deva? Safe journeys.
Welcome, Deva. EuroAion has led you here.
Your target does not exist. You're too far away. An incorrect target is selected. That's an invalid target. An incorrect target is selected. An incorrect, that's the wrong target. That's the wrong target. An incorrect target is selected. Target is selected. If your target is too far away.